Hello everyone! Welcome to Coliseum of Chaos, the quarter-finals! It's been a while. It's good to be back and see you all, and my name is Lolorai Lalarai, and I will be your host for this evening. It's good to be back, and I am not alone. I am joined by the one and only Belial. Hi Belial, how are you?
And I'm so stoked. Quarterfinals already, man. Forget about Euro. Let's be honest. This is the real deal, man. The real Death Championship we've been all waiting for, man. And it's finally coming slowly to a conclusion.
Yeah, we're getting there. We're finally getting there, at least, which is good. And as everyone knows, we do have the same rules as before. We've seen them many a time.
Experiment here. They probably, played out of scrims trained on this map, probably others too, but I don't think we're gonna see any meme games, man. Things are about to get serious.
Yeah, I think we lost sound on the rules screen, but I was basically just saying that there has been a choice of maps as usual. We've seen a collection of Lich and Weeds and whatnot, but I think tonight, as we were saying, none of you could hear us, sucks to be you guys, but we were saying that I think tonight's going to be pretty regular. It's going to be the pretty regular maps, pretty much. No one's probably going to choose Lich and Weed. It's just not really up to scratch for the current meta in Feast. Although, to be honest, if the finals was to be played on Lich and Weed, I'd be pretty happy.
Man, a little bit, something else to see. Maybe if it's gonna be, like a losing game or like not a match for everything. Maybe they'll settle on a different map. Other than that, I don't see it coming, man.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's going to be the regular maps, I would imagine. It's what people are most practiced with, most efficient with. It's what people are used to, and also it's kind of what people want to see. The older maps in particular, stuff like Lich and Weed and the very old Feasting Grounds, the walls are just... there's too much space, and especially in a meta that revolves around Black Mages and Casters and Phantom Dart, and even Dragoon and Piercing Talon. You can't use that to its maximum efficiency. Yeah, exactly. You just can't use it efficiently, which is
running around the tree for 4 minutes.
Yeah.
Trying to break those casts. Yeah, I mean, like you said, it's really important, to have those fundamentals ready, and one of those fundamentals is definitely the wall game, bro. And breaking casts, breaking that synchronized burstman, and on maps like Lich and Weed, let's be honest, it's really hell for casters, and like you very validly pointed out, for Dragoons too, man.
Yeah, the war game is the main thing in terms of Feast right now in general. If you're not playing with the walls, and you're not LOSing the correct things, and you're not keeping track of Phantom Dart and Feint, and knowing when to LOS, when to fall back, you're just going to be a detriment to your tank, to your healer, to people that are trying to push in at the correct moments. And as we know as well, throughout this tournament, there are some amazing prizes on offer. A lot of the prizes have gone out already to the teams that have participated and fallen off of the ladder already. But now we're getting into the real deal here. Fourth place is 10 million gil. Fourth place is 10 million gil. That's insane.
It doesn't pay, man. PvP absolutely pays.
Yeah, literally, we've had so much support for this tournament, which is fantastic. And first place is the biggest prize, obviously. 30 million gil, 96 euros worth of Mog Station items. Like 100 euros worth of Mog Station items. I'm sorry. Like, what? I can't even believe that. Can that just go to me?
Oh, no. The generosity, man, in the community. Absolutely mind-blowing.
Yeah, where's the generosity for us? We're not getting paid. I want 96 euros of bloody Mog Station. And there's also a hand-drawn portrait from the one and only Taru, which will be fantastic, which is probably the most valuable prize, to be honest, especially for hand-drawn portraits for your entire team. That's a lot. That is a lot, which is, you know, nice. It does show the generosity. So we are pretty much ready to kind of get started for tonight. So let's just have a little look first at the teams that are kind of in the brackets right now. The teams that are going to be playing over today and tomorrow. We've got some pretty strong teams here. So it's going to be some interesting matches, as we've known before, and as we've seen before in the previous streams. There's been some variance in skill. We've thankfully had a lot of newer players that have been playing. We've had a lot of newer teams in general, and there have been games that have had a fairly large disparity in terms of skill level, experience level, and whatnot. So some games have been rather predictable. However, looking at these groups here, I think we're in for some pretty interesting matches. Ultimately, as of right now, Aftermath and Aftermath, I don't believe have lost a single game, so they're likely the ones that are gonna be the ones to watch. If I was to place money on anything, it would likely be Aftermath and Aftermath in the finals. But we've seen some amazing plays, especially from the lads and Skinny Legends in general, which is pretty interesting. You know, some amazing matches. Pure Luck have had some genuinely very good luck, and we saw some amazing draws from the lads as they managed to clench their way back from some pretty, you know, in my eyes, they were inevitable losses. They were losing, and then all of a sudden, bam, 3 wins in a row. Fantastic, which is pretty exciting. But it looks like we are ready to go. So let's have a little look and see who is going to be playing tonight. Our first match of the evening. Please welcome Aftermath. Again, pretty strong team there. One of the ones to watch. One of the ones to watch for sure. And it's nice that they're the first match as well, because you're going to get some amazing plays from these guys. And going against them for tonight, please welcome back my favorite team name by far. Skinny Legends, period. I just love that name. I just absolutely, I'm like obsessed with that name. They win the tournament for me already. Skinny Legends, period. They've been dieting. They're ready to go. They're ready to fit their way through all of the Wolf's Heart boxes. down those adrenaline kits. But first, let's have a little closer look at one of the players tonight and have a little look back at some highlights from the tournament so far. Please, let's have a closer look and welcome Zach Homerus from Aftermath. pretty skilled player in general. Pretty skilled player. A player that's been around, as you saw, for a long time. A pretty much staple in the Feast community, and one of the organizers of this tournament as a whole. He's okay. He's okay. Could be better. Could be worse. Meh. Meh. But ultimately, Chaos on the whole has a lot of very skilled players, in my opinion. I can't really speak much for other data centers too much, but on the whole, Chaos is doing pretty well, and we are getting ready to queue in and go. So let's switch over now to the game, and let's get this match and the quarterfinals started. Aftermath versus Skinny Legends period. We're seeing pretty different teams here, actually, in comparison to each other. Healers are very much the same here, with both choosing the most optimal healer, which in my opinion is White Mage, especially for these kind of intense matches, although Astrologian is pretty good as well. But we're also seeing double caster, but different casters as well. Black Mage on the whole has proven itself to be quite strong, quite dominant in general for the past couple of seasons on the whole. And we're seeing Zelly taking that here, combined with a Samurai and a Dia from the White Mage there that we see from Kim. It's going to be a very deadly burst, but then you can't deny the constant pressure that's going to be coming out here from Katsumi and Zac. Zac choosing to go for Dragoon, carrying that feint, both melees taking that feint in general. It's going to be a strong burst from both sides. We are seeing a Gunbreaker versus a Warrior. Gunbreaker in general, not a particularly overutilized job through the past current seasons in the whole. Warrior probably being the most optimal here. Zac pushing in extremely far as they get that Dart Burst out. Zelly going down. Zac pushed straight in there, and unfortunately that Dart Burst onto Spikes, onto Healer Guy there. That is just not going to do anything. That was unfortunate. Zelly went in there to get that Dart Burst off, to try and hope for a massive Dart Burst. And they just didn't get it off, unfortunately, because they died before they could get it off. And now they've got to wait before they can burst again. And with Aftermath pushing in, but Spike's going down instantly there. Staying in far too long, getting a little bit greedy there, I believe. Unfortunately, again, that Dart Burst going out there on Yay. Not really doing much, however, though. The Dart Bursts from Skinny Legends not really being utilized to their full potential right now. Although Yay going down extremely low. Spike's getting that Protect out. Is it going to be enough? He's not really managing to keep him up as Yay is lingering around, managing to stay up as they get that counter burst there on Efta. That Protect managing to keep him alive through that burst. And it looks like Skinny Legends are keeping that pressure up, with Aftermath feeling a little bit of pressure on their end. That burst going out onto Efta as they try and get a slight, tiny little burst on Healer Guy. That Temperance managing to save that. Dart Burst going out, met perfectly by a fantastic arm's length there, and a very solid LOS that forced Katsumi into a pretty bad position there. They're still going for Efta, trying to keep that pressure up as Efta gets stunned there. That burst is coming out. He is getting extremely low. Skinny Legends need to try and keep up that pressure because they are losing it right now. Oh, Efta is staying in, but for how long? Getting that Dart Burst out on Yeye, but unfortunately, Yeye hasn't been burst for a while. They have a lot of resources that they can use to keep themselves alive. So that Dart Burst didn't really go out too well there. Again, Aftermath keeping that pressure up, this time choosing to go for the Black Mage. Black Mage trying to stand there, trying to cast, trying to get their spells out. It's not looking like it's working, however. Switching on to Efta, perfectly met again with an arm's length, but not enough, unfortunately. That culling was just not enough. Oh, painful to see because Efta really did meet that that dart perfectly. As soon as that Dart Burst went out, arm's length, bam. But with no Protect and in a culling, not really much you can do in that situation, which was unfortunate. Getting another Dart Burst out on Yeye, who perfectly LOS's the Black Mage that was in the corridor. And they get that counter burst onto Kim. Really nicely saved there with that Protect. Trying to get a counter burst onto Spikes again. Spikes getting low, managing to stay alive this time as the Adrenaline Kit pops up. Spikes is looking confident. Yep, it goes to Spikes, standing directly on top of that. Didn't even wait for it to break. He was like, nope, that's mine. I know it's mine. Tank LB going out there. Oh, as we get that LB out, he is stunned. Is it going to be enough onto Healer Guy? Getting that counter burst onto Efta. Oh, nicely healed there. That stun could have been the death of Efta right there. Because he just couldn't pop arm's length. He had to pop his potions. Kim saved that really nicely there. Really well healed. But unfortunately, they don't have that Wolf's Heart anymore. And their MP is running low as they get that counterburst from Zeli. Holding onto that Adel. Holding onto that Drain. Drain being used there. Nicely timed. Going on to Yay, getting extremely low. That was a very solid burst. And that could have potentially thrown the game into their favor. But unfortunately now, with that Dart Burst gone, and in Culling too, Skinny Legends are going to be losing out on that pressure as they're pushed into the corridor. Zeli trying to run, but they need to get that pressure out. Going into Culling 3 now, it's not going to be enough. Zeli goes down with 1 minute 30 left. And the boxes popping up very soon. Yeah, unfortunately, that burst that Skinny Legends attempted onto Yeye, that was their final chance there to get a kill and to try and sway the game. Unfortunately, they got so close. Yeye got down to around 4k HP, but it just wasn't enough. Trying to chance their luck now with Healer to then try and get the follow-up kill. Healer getting low, but managing to hold on to that Protect. Getting that Protect out now, though, as they try and get that counterburst onto Zeli. Zeli needs to stay alive. They need to try and take advantage of the fact that Healer's Protect is going to run out. They need to try and get that kill and then get that follow-up kill to try and secure any chance of holding this game. But they're falling under that pressure. Zeli falling back there. And it looks like Aftermath are feeling pretty confident right now. Yeah, it's unfortunately not looking great. After trying to get that LB out there onto Yeye. Yeye going down! Finally going down, but it's not enough. They were on Yeye the entire game. But unfortunately, just too late. But they did get him down, and it's a very close game in terms of medals. So very well played from both teams, because this could have gone either way. Oh, I can see what Skinny Legends were attempting to do. I can see what they were attempting to do there. They focused a lot of the game onto Yeye. And it's mainly because Yeye isn't carrying Rampart. He has Retaliation and Reprisal. And I feel like they're trying to take advantage of that. They're trying to take advantage of the fact that when Reprisal's down, he doesn't have that Rampart to protect him. And they got close so many times. Finally did it there at the end. But maybe they need to switch up their game just a little bit. We saw a Healer Guy go down early on in the game. And maybe they need to focus their attention more on focus on the ranged. As we know in particular as well, Red Mage, when they die, it takes a long time to recover. They need a long time to build up that gauge, and it renders a Red Mage useless for quite a while as they try and rebuild that gauge. So maybe switching onto a Red Mage would be more viable. However, we are seeing a switch up here as Yeye switches to Monk and Zac switches to Tank. This is going to mean that Skinny Legends are going to be forced to change up their tactic here because Zac is carrying Rampart. He is carrying Reprisal. They're not going to be able to just rely on going for the tank over and over and over again if he has both of them up. So it's going to be interesting to see how they play. If they switch it up, if they start going instead more for the DPS rather than the tank. going in now. Both of those early Dias going out as the healers attempt to build up their gauge. We did see a very early burst there, which is what they're predicting. Ice-T getting that dart burst, managing to meet it with a pretty nice reprisal, but unfortunately Efta popped an arm's length fairly early on. Yeye taking that dart like a champ. No protect used, no arm's length used. Barely even going down, which has put Skinny Legends in a pretty bad position as they are pushing in. They are pushing in, but they don't really have the burst to go for it right now. Yeye popping that arm's length there finally at the end there, but ultimately Skinny Legends are going to need to fall back as this burst goes out there on Efta. Efta getting extremely low. Kim has no protect. Yeah, no defensive use there, unfortunately, which renders this dart burst onto Yeye fairly useless as they lose that pressure. Ooh. Looks like a fairly uncoordinated start there. Efta unfortunately popping arm's length a little bit too early, and that dart burst going out just as Efta died. It's put Skinny Legends in a pretty uncoordinated spot, allowing Aftermath the opportunity to just push in. Going for Zelly, that dart burst going out there onto Zelly, although they are switching that. Yes! We just saw a hard swap there, whacking that dart burst onto Zelly, leading Kim into thinking that Zelly was the one being burst, and then hard swapping directly onto Kim. Kim not detecting that. Oh, it reminds me of the old days in Feast. When hard swaps were a thing, where you couldn't trust who they darted. If they darted someone, it didn't matter, because chances are that's not the burst target. And we just saw that played expertly there. Yeah, unfortunately, a bad start there from Skinny Legends. A fairly bad start from Skinny Legends. They just got uncoordinated, and they're finding it really hard to find any kind of opportunity to try and get back in. And here we're seeing Aftermath managing to nab both of those adrenaline kits. Oh, no, just one of those adrenaline kits. Going back in for that kill. They're switching on to Healer Guy. Healer Guy going extremely low there on that dart burst, managing to save it with a Protect and a Temperance. But he has nothing. There is no reprisal. There is no Temperance. There is no Protect. This is the time to go for it. Ice-T going down. Will he survive? No. That was their moment. And we see an unfortunate 600 there. Oh, that was the chance. You could see Healer Guy panicking. You could see Healer Guy panicking there. He got caught off guard. That dart burst got him extremely low. Protect was too late. It wasn't enough. Temperance was used. Reprisal was used. If only they could have survived that LB, Skinny Legends could have gotten that kill, and they could have gotten their head back in the game. Oh, unfortunate to see. That's one thing that you've got to be prepared for, is when you sometimes get a little bit confident, a little bit overconfident, you know, you're in a bad position. Sometimes it can go spiraling out of control. We've all been there. We've all been there when there's been... when you're winning a game, 550 medals, and then you lose the game by the end because there's some kind of mistake. But ultimately, Skinny Legends just fell short there at the beginning. They just got a little bit uncoordinated in terms of defensives, and that was their only issue. Hopefully they don't let that, defer them. Hopefully they don't let that defer them from playing in this game, and they will be able to get their head back in the game, because that first game, they were so close! And even there, they were so close to getting that kill onto a Healer Guy. It's possible. It's possible for them to do this. They just need to focus. They just need to keep their head in the game and not get intimidated. Zelly taking the brunt of that first burst. Saddle going out, not enough. Unfortunately, going down instantly. Not looking like a good start there. Although, everyone knows that I personally don't mind when a ranged dies first. A ranged dying first is absolutely fine with me. Absolutely fine with me. It means they're lesser of a target. Trying to get that dart burst onto Healer Guy. Healer Guy meeting it with Protect and a pretty nice LOS. Staying in as they get that kind of burst onto Efta. Nicely timed Protect there. Efta running back, popping their potions as they LOS. Really nice. This is their time to try and push. Healer Guy getting extremely low. They're trying to keep their pressure onto him. So far, in all of these games, we've seen Skinny Legends really focus their attention on both the tank and the healer. They haven't really ever gone for the melee or the range that much. Going again here for Healer Guy. Healer Guy managing to avoid that. Arm's length nicely timed there for Efta as he does predict that burst. But Katsumi has held on to that dart. They're just waiting for that arm's length to go. That burst is coming out. They're pushing in. It's going out now. There's that dart burst. Protect nicely timed. We're seeing some fantastic communication there on terms of Skinny Legend. Now is the time to push. But Efta instead choosing to go for the boxes. Zelly staying back. Now is the time to try and get that burst on. Are they going to go for anyone else? No, they're going for the healer again. Unfortunately, Efta falling low. They have not really chosen to go for the ranged or the melee that much, and it has meant that Katsumi has been able to just free cast for the entirety of these games, darting in there, trying to get that burst onto Kim. Kim is begging for that protect to come off cooldown, absolutely begging for it to come off cooldown. This is the time for a counter burst. Oh, that protect was just 1 second too late. 1 second too late. There is still a chance here, as unfortunately that raw destruction goes out onto Ice-T. Ice-T meeting it with a rampart, completely nullifying that LB. But unfortunately, the raw destruction came out at the same time that they were bursting. It meant that they didn't commit, they fell back, and now again, we're seeing them just fall under that pressure. That Wolf's Heart is coming up. Aftermath keeping that pressure up. It's looking like it's going to go again to Spikes. Although Spikes doesn't really particularly need it. But he's going to take it anyway. He's greedy. Early tank LB there. Being met with a tank LB from the other side. Although a very nicely played tank LB. Because Ice-T would have potentially gone down. That LB going out there. Never mind. LB not going out. False alarm. Oh, this is not looking good on terms of Skinny Legends. Rampart going out. Protect going out. Overlaps there. Not looking good. They're falling under that pressure. Aftermath have gotten their confidence. Aftermath have warmed up. Katsumi is just free casting. They have not been pressured a single time. Finally going on to Yeye. Yeye popping that bloodbath for the first time in forever. As they get that counterburst onto Ice-T, there are no defensives right now. No defensives from Skinny Legends. Once that Adol runs out, that's it. It's looking like they could go down. They need to get a kill. They need to keep that pressure up. Oh! I'm rooting for them. I'm rooting for them. Skinny Legends have been dieting so hard. They've been dieting so hard. They just don't have the energy to carry on. Another 600. And that means that this game is going to Aftermath. Nicely played from both teams, though. That first game in particular, very nicely done. Very nicely done. Oh! A sweep there from Aftermath. But nicely played. Nicely played from both teams involved. That first match, we did see a very close game. A very close game indeed. But unfortunately, Skinny Legends just fell. They fell under that pressure there at the end there. Those last two games just not managing to keep it up as Aftermath fully warmed up. Oh! But well played to Skinny Legends. Well played. Very close ones, and it's interesting to see different combinations being used. Again, as I said, we don't see a lot of red mages in general. You know, you see the odd few, and it's always the same kind of players that play red mage. But we didn't see Skinny Legends take advantage of the biggest weakness of red mage. Once a red mage is dead, they're useless for a pretty considerable amount of time as they have to rebuild that gauge. That is their biggest flaw. And we just didn't see it. Unfortunately, we saw a lot of pressure going on to the tank and the healer, which was putting Zelly into rather unfortunate situations because healer guy in particular was using those walls like a champ. Like a champ. Oh! But nicely played, guys. Very nicely played. Aftermath is still proving to be undefeated. Looking pretty good for them. Looking pretty good for them. And that means that Aftermath, of course, move on to the next match. I mean, if I was a betting guy, I would have bet that Aftermath were going to be in the finals regardless. I would have bet they were going to be in the finals regardless. But I got very excited there at the beginning. Very excited there at the beginning. Aftermath, Skinny Legends putting up a really good fight. Really good fight. And ultimately, Skinny Legends have done amazingly throughout this tournament. They've done fantastically for a very new team. A very new team in general. Aftermath have been playing for a while together, and they're full of very experienced players. Skinny Legends were, as far as I know, pretty much just made for this tournament. So, good job to them for getting this far into the tournament. I mean, if I was to lose to anyone, it would be Aftermath. So nicely played to them. And we are going to get ready for the next game of the evening. Next game, as you can see on the fancy little swaggy little score sheet here, created by Dane and Kiwi, is going to be Pure Luck and the Lads. Now, both teams have been very entertaining to watch throughout this tournament. The Lads have been, against some extremely tough teams, but have just not let it faze them. A lot of teams, you can see it. You can see them lose hope. You know, they start off well and then they get swept and they just give up, and you can see that. The Lads, on the other hand, we've seen some games where they have lost 2 games in a row horrifically, and then all of a sudden, bam, 2 wins. And that's happened a couple of times now. Similarly with Pure Luck. Pure Luck they're a fairly new team. They again were pretty much conceived for this tournament. Very experienced players, but we've just seen them go from strength to strength. You know, you can see it. You can see how some of these teams, they just improve. You can see the communication improve. And that's what you need in Light Party. Doesn't matter if you're the best player in solo queue. Doesn't matter if you're the best healer. It doesn't matter if you can pop protect out. It doesn't matter if your Benefic 2 is the shit. If you can't speak to your team, if you can't plan when you're defensively playing, when you're popping your defenses, when you're playing back, when you're bursting, you're not going to do anything. You're not going to be able to do anything. And we're seeing that with a lot of teams. You can see when it happens. You can see when the miscommunication happens, when arm's length is joined with a reprisal and a protect at the same time. You can see when it happens. And with some of these teams, similar to Pure Luck and the Lads, you can see they start off, you know, they've been made for this tournament, and they start off, and there is those rocky games, there's those rocky situations where all of a sudden reprisal's been used, temperance has been used at the same time, or you're dart bursting and then the dart burst does nothing because they've cancelled the countdown or something like that. You can see it happen. And with these 2 teams in particular, I've noticed that they have improved so much as the tournament has gone on. You can see that communication going. You can see the teamwork coming into play. which is pretty nice, pretty nice. And as we are waiting for those teams to join, let us remind ourselves of the players in both of these teams. Please welcome back the one and only Pure Luck. Yep, again, experienced players. Very experienced players. We've recognized them from seasons and seasons now. Which is nice to see them all together. And this is a team that, if they did carry on playing together, they could definitely rival Aftermath for sure. Because those teams have had a lot of experience. And this team being new, well, they're doing pretty bloody good. And their opponents, please welcome back, lads. A really strong team. As I said, this team in particular has given me the most exciting games of the season, of the tournament even. And we're seeing some pretty familiar faces there in terms of Coliseum of Chaos. We are seeing Barney. We are seeing Dane. A solid team. This is probably actually going to be one of the closest games of the evening, I would say. Probably going to be one of the closest games of the evening. But let's take a little closer look at one of the players of the team. Similar to last time where we had a closer look at Zach Homerus from Aftermath. Please welcome the one and only Nerene Farron from Pure Luck. I love those little player presentation screens. They're awesome. I want one. It'll just be me dying and dying over again. But yeah, fantastic player there, Nerene. Lots of love from Nerene. And thank you very much to both Kiwi and Dane for preparing those as well and getting those stats. We're all mathematicians here. We're calculating the averages. Calculating with math. With math. The power of mathematics. But we are waiting for those teams to go to join. We are just waiting for one more player and then we will be straighting to the second game of the evening. As I said, I'm excited for this one. I'm very excited for this one. I think this could literally go either way. I would not place money on this game. I just wouldn't do it. It could go either way. Pure Luck have been extremely strong, extremely communicated, but we have seen the lads pull some amazing plays, amazing comebacks. I'll be interested to see the lads' team comp, though. They have been switching it up quite a lot throughout the tournament. They have had players switch in, players switch out, probably more than any other team, actually. as we know, teams can consist of up to 6 players, but usually you're seeing pretty much the same 4 people over and over again. But the lads it's been very in and out with a lot of their players, so I'm interested to see the comp that they choose. Pure Luck is usually the same kind of people, and I think from what I'm seeing as well, we're going to see some variance in terms of jobs again, similar to the last time, which is going to be pretty nice. We are seeing a lot of casters, however. A lot of casters. And as usual, a lot of white mages. We all know that I love Astrologian. I love Scholar. And do I love Scholar? I'll say I love it. It's a love-hate with Scholar. But we're seeing white mage constantly, and it is just that pressure from Dia. Pairing that Dia up with Dart, it's insane. It's insane. But it would be nice to see some kind of variance in healers. We have seen variances so far in all of the other roles as well. We have seen Black Mage, Red Mage, Gunbreaker, Warrior. Again, it's nice to see Red Mages in particular. These past few seasons have been very Black Mage dominated. Black Mage, White Mage dominated. So it's nice to see Red Mages. It's nice to see physical ranged. Physical ranged has been one that has been rather neglected in the past few seasons, especially in regards to Machinist and Dancer. Dancer had its moment a couple of seasons ago, but you don't really see them that much anymore, unfortunately. Bard is strong, but in a communicated light party setting, that Dart, that Dia, that Feint, it's too much. And that's what sets White Mage apart from something like Astrologian, where you're relying on luck. You're relying on that luck. But, you know, luck's exciting. And we have got all of the teams ready to go in. And actually, we might see some pretty interesting job choices, which I'm excited about. If they stay on the jobs that they are currently, it'll be nice. It'll be interesting to see. I'm excited. In fact, I'm gonna have a sip of my beer. This will be one of the closest games of the evening. For sure. Will Pure Luck get lucky? Will the lads have a cheeky Nando's with the lads another day? We'll see. Both teams are ready to go. And again, let's just quickly remind ourselves of where we are in terms of the tournament as a whole. Aftermath winning that last game, getting through to the semi-finals. Whoever wins this game will go against Aftermath, which I don't know if that's a punishment or a win, to be honest. I wouldn't want to go against Aftermath. I wouldn't want to do it. And we are queuing up. We are ready to go in. So let's switch on over to Le Game, as they say in France. And if they are staying with this combination, we are finally seeing a Dancer, which is the first time that I've seen a Dancer in Coliseum of Chaos on one of the nights that I've been hosting. And it is the one and only Dane. Dane is back. Dane is healthy. Dane is well. Lovely to see him. Interesting comp. Interesting comp here. Paladin, White Mage, Dragoon, Dancer. We're not seeing a very damage-heavy, burst-heavy combination here. We're seeing a very kind of slow and steady combination here, which in Light Party can be risky. Can be risky. I know my team in particular, we would switch up our combinations a lot, and when you're against a team that is just pure burst, White Mage, Samurai, Black Mage, oh, it can hit hard. It can hit hard. But I'm excited to see some good Dancer play here. So let's see how this unfolds. Look at him dancing down those steps. What a lad. What a lad. As he jettes into the middle of the arena. Both bursts going out. Not the big burst yet. Every going down extremely low. Getting stunned before he can use that arm's length. But managing to get healed up before arm's length or protects is used. Putting the lads in a really good situation here. They can get that counter burst out. Arm's length being used. Nicely timed there. Both teams really kind of holding on to their main burst here. Waiting for those defensives to go out. Evray falling under that pressure now. Relying on that protect from Dodo for this upcoming burst. Both teams kind of being a little bit scared here. Both realizing that they have lost all of their defensives as they try and push in, but they keep running back. We saw a little burst there on Healus. Healus getting extremely low, but again, falling back before they could commit, and that could have very well been a kill. Evray going down instantly. Oof! Strong burst there. Went from 9k to 13 HP, and then down. Again, it looks like Pure Luck waited for all of those defensives to come off cooldown before they could go in, but the lads aren't giving up that pressure. They are keeping up that pressure here as they switch on to Dane. Dane going down low, managing to stay alive with a good use of pots there and some good heals from Dodo as they try and get a counterburst there onto Kuji. Nicely met Temperance. Dane is getting pressured, running away, dancing away down those stairs as he tries to get those adrenaline boxes. Oh, Kuji left on their own, deserted by their team, trying to take advantage of that, but they do have that nice protect there, still waiting to be used. Both teams, what I am noticing so far, are holding on to those defensives. They don't want to use those defensives. They know that the minute that they use those defensives, that the enemy team is going to burst. And that's what we're seeing here. We're seeing a waiting game. We are seeing them try and bait out the defensives there. They're going for no defs. No defs managing to stay alive. Barely. Still holding on to that rampart and reprisal. Oh, that was the most clutch hallowed that I think I've seen this tournament. They tried to bait it out. They tried to bait it out there, doing a hard swap onto no defs, and it nearly worked. Nicely timed hallowed. I do love a good paladin. I do love paladin. It's seen its better days. It has seen its better days, but paladin, oh, I miss the days where I could just run up to a paladin and they would cover me. Rampart going out there. This means, however, that no defs is going into Culling 2 with nothing. Oh, that Rampart was just not enough. Dodo trying to hold on to that protect. I could see what they were doing. They knew that Hallowed was down. They knew that Reprisal was down. They were waiting for that Rampart to fall off and then use protect. But unfortunately, in that Culling, with no potions left, it just wasn't enough. Nerine getting extremely low, but they are managing to keep up that pressure there. However, this is the time for a comeback. That tank LB has gone out on the lad's side there. This is the time to keep pushing because Kuji is running low, relying on those Cure 1s to try and keep it up. That LB going out there, is it going to be enough? As Meryl gets extremely low, that Rampart going, that Reprisal going down, Retaliation going down there. They're getting that counterburst on Evray. Keep up the pressure. This is when the lads need to keep up that pressure. Keep going, keep going. You can't let it get to Cullen again. Oh, this is looking spicy. Evray going low. Evray managing to survive. They have no defensives now on the lad's side. No defensives. Dane's curing Waltz better be fucking good because they are in struggle fest right now. Meanwhile, on Pure Luck's side, they have that protect just waiting. That healer LB just waiting. Evray going down, holding on to that arm's length. Slightly too late there. Oh, too late, unfortunately, as Evray goes down. And Pure Luck keep up that just constant pressure. Protect going on to Dane, but again, that wasn't the major burst there. Protect kind of being thrown away there. Combined with a reprisal as well, the lads unfortunately have nothing defensively there. The nicely timed sleep, but Healus did manage to counteract that with an Addle. Healus was in a bad position. They could have got that kill, but unfortunately, it just wasn't enough. Wasn't enough. But there is still a minute left If they need to recover, they need to try and kill Kuji and then Meryl. They need to try and get this comeback. We've seen some amazing comebacks from the lads. They can still do it. They can still do it. Go in, Dane. Get that countdown. Do it. Going for the ranged, but ranged is only going to give you 50 medals. He does go down, however. 40 seconds left. Keep up that pressure. This is your final chance now. There's no protect. They can do this. They can get that kill. Meryl getting low. They're trying to go for that 200 medal. They're trying to get that 100 medals for the win. Meryl does have that tank LB though, using it instantly as it comes up. 20 seconds left. It's not looking good for the lads as they do get that dart burst. Nicely placed arm's length. Is it going to be enough? Dodo is struggling there. 10 seconds left. This is the final chance for them to try and get a draw at least. Final burst down to Meryl. Hardly going down. This match is going to pure luck. Oh! I thought we were going to see it. I thought we were going to see it. I thought we were going to see the infamous lads comeback. The infamous lads comeback. The comeback that we've seen throughout this tournament nearly happened. But nicely played, and again, huge respect for the lads. As I said, we have seen most teams stick to the same comp. We have seen most teams stick to the same players, same comp. The lads have been switching in, out, and it looks like we may be seeing a switch up here in terms of melee and ranged, or double dragoon, which I don't think is allowed. Although it's looking like Dane might stick to dancer instead, unfortunately. Although, you know what? Double dragoon, go for it. Meanwhile, pure luck, just standing there. Menacingly! Still, that was a warm-up game. That was a warm-up game. The lads can definitely get back into this if they want to. However, Dancer and Dragoon in particular, especially when combined with a Paladin, it's a very defensive team. It's a very defensive team, and compared to Samurai and White Mage and Black Mage and Gunbreaker even as well, it's going to be tough to kind of play defensively against a team that is going to just keep up that constant pressure. They need to try and mitigate it perfectly. They need to try and time it perfectly. But as we saw in that last game, even when they do time it perfectly, sometimes it's just not enough. Nice protect there as they try and get that burst on to heal us. Perfectly predicted there by Kuji. Gonna go in now for that counter burst with the enemy team out of position. No deaths going down extremely low. Having to pop that reprisal there. Managing to survive. But again, reprisal and protect going down. Trying to get that counter burst on Neri, but it's not going to go through. This has put the lads in a pretty bad position again. They have no defensives right now. They have no choice but to stay defensive. It's looking like pure luck is going to keep up that pressure. The lads have a choice now. Stay defensive and wait for those cooldowns to come back, or get that burst in and get that kill before they can kill you. Early rampart there from No Def there, as he probably tries to get out that defensive on his teammates. Unfortunately, it's too late. That dart burst going out with a stun. Evrain not managing to get out that arm's length in time. Instead, getting distracted by those boxes, getting stunned in the middle, and pure luck taking advantage of that. But with that only being the first death and with 4 minutes left, there is still very much a chance of recovering this game. I think Dane just needs to dance a little bit more, you know. A 5, 6, 7, 8, a 1, 2, 3, 4. Getting that burst out there onto No Defs. No Defs predicting it with a Hallowed Ground as they get that counter burst onto Neri. Really nicely played as Kuji manages to heal through that perfectly. Only managing to use a very late Temperance to try and keep them alive. No Defs going down a very late rampart there. Yeah, unfortunately that late rampart was Oh, unfortunate to watch because Dodo had no choice but to use a Protect as well to overlap. And this has put them in a bad position. They have no Hallow, they have no Rampart. Reprisal is their only choice now, but they're not using it as that Feint goes out. Instead, opting for a nice LOS. Neri out of position. Good Bloodbath. Nice tank LB there from Meryl. They are not giving up that pressure. They are staying in. And with that Wolf's Heart up, it's looking like it's going to go to Pure Luck. LB going out there onto Evray. Evray going down! Nicely healed, but Dodo is struggling to keep them alive there. This would be a perfect time for a Tank LB. Yep, Tank LB going out as that Adrenaline Kick goes out. Kuji managing to take it. Ooh. The lads need to keep up that pressure. Getting the LB out. The LB is going out onto Neri. Neri going down. Healer LB saving it as we go into a culling 2 very shortly. Both teams need to keep up that pressure now. Dane's going down. Yeah. Oh, they just had nothing. They had nothing. Without an Addle in culling, in Light Party, it's rough. It's rough. Curing Waltz and your potions just isn't enough, especially if you get caught off guard and stunned. You're dead in a second. We're seeing some very collected plays here. Ultimately, Pure Luck hasn't really struggled too much. They're very coordinated. They know when they're going in. They know when they're falling back. Again, going in there, cashing no deaths. Oh! No deaths, not using that Rampart. Dodo trying to save it with a Protect, but the Protect was too late. The Protect instead going on to them. They have no defensives right now. Pure Luck are just keeping up that pressure. There is a chance. There is a chance. But we are seeing, yeah, we are seeing Nerene and just Pure Luck in general. Just very calm, very collected. Going in when they need to. Meryl getting caught off guard, but it paid off. That was greedy. That was greed. That was greed, but it paid off. We've all been there where we've pushed in and we've not focused on the enemy team's burst. It paid off. It paid off. That could have been the comeback for the lads, but it looks like it's just not going to happen. Trying to get that burst onto Kuji, but without a full burst there, it's not going to happen. Dodo getting extremely low, managing to save with Protect. All Pure Luck need to do now is just fall back and wait. Kuji knows that it's coming onto him. Nicely timed Tank LB there. A defensive sleep being played. Getting woken up, unfortunately. But it looks like Kuji is going to potentially survive there. Tank LB mixed with Temperance. It meant that they could recover. And they are just sacrificing themselves. They are running into the enemy base. They know that they don't have anything left. That they're probably going to die. And if they die, so what? This is a win. Again. For Pure Luck. Again, though, nicely played. There were times where the lads could have gotten a comeback in both of these games. And as I said before, we have seen the lads lose 2 games in a row and then win 2 and manage to draw. So I have every faith in them. It looks like Dane might be switching potentially to Bard, which will be very interesting. Evray on Monk as well. Could be interesting. It seems like that combination just isn't working for them. You know, Paladin, Dancer, it doesn't really fare too well in the current meta, especially when you're against a pure burst combination. We are seeing them get rid of Paladin though, and instead opt for Gunbreaker. A complete switch over here could actually work very well in their favour. That extra silence there from a Bard could come in very useful, especially when against a Black Mage. All they need to do now is just focus, keep up that communication, and they could really take Pure Luck by surprise. Dodo going in with that Temperance, expecting that early burst as they try and get a very early burst there onto Dodo, being counter burst with a Dart Burst onto Evray, which has really put actually Pure Luck in a bad position there as they've wasted their Dart Burst, meaning the lads have that opportunity to push in, to keep going. However, they are running out of defensives. They need to keep up that pressure, otherwise they've got nothing. Once that Protect goes out, they could be dead. Evray going extremely low there. That Protect going out as they try and get that Cannon Burst onto Helas. Helas falling under that pressure, getting extremely low, going down to 300 HP. Oh! Instantly, we're seeing the pressure up from the lads here. Taking the enemy team by storm. Dane going down. Oh my gosh. I don't know if that was just on my end, but that was like 8k to 0 in 0.1 second. Someone call the FBI because they need to investigate that. Jesus Christ, that was fast. However, we are seeing this combination already working a lot more efficiently for the lads. They need to keep up that pressure now. They do have all of their defensives. That reprisal going out. No deaths going extremely low there, but managing to survive. Question mark? Question mark? Question mark? Question mark? Yes, managing to survive. Ooh, wasn't sure there. Wasn't sure there. Unfortunately, that Protect's having to go out as well, though. Oh, it's looking rough. They need to not fall under this pressure, but in the corridor, there's not really much else you can do. Corridor games are spicy. They are spicy. Dane lingering there in the corridor as they try and get that burst out onto Helas, trying to catch Helas out as he is in a very bad position, just standing in the open in their base. This is the time to go for him, but they're not committing. They are falling back. They're getting a little bit scared of that incoming Dart Burst there. Dart Burst going out, being met with an arm's length perfectly. That stun going out. Dodo getting a little bit low on MP, but they need to keep that pressure up. They need to try and out-pressure Kuji. Try and get rid of Kuji's MP and then just sweep the enemy team. But with no defensives here, Dodo's Protect is going to be so vital. If this Protect goes out at the wrong time, they're dead, especially as we're going into culling. Healer LB going out. That raw destruction going out onto Helas with that one shot going down. No! Oh, no. The emotions! The emotions! I'm always rooting for the underdog. Always rooting for the underdog. And in this situation, they're not an underdog. They're amazing, the lads. But I thought that could be the comeback. That was the perfect LB. But unfortunately, the culling was just too high. They had nothing left to keep them alive. Ranged LB going out there. But unfortunately, Dane is getting motion locked into that LB. Getting slept as well as he gets dart bursted. Dane is in Struggle City, but managing to survive as much as he can. Very nicely played Temperance there from Kuji. Tank LB going out there from Meryl's team as she knows that that counter burst is incoming. Oh! Again, the lads have no defensives right now. Dane getting that faint burst. No other choice but to fall back. Is it going to be enough as he tries to kite? A bind could be good. Yep, bind, but unfortunately too late. He gets stunned directly on top of them. There was no escape. No escape from the wrath of Pure Luck. As I said, Pure Luck are a very new team, and you're just seeing calm, collected play, precise communication. They are playing very neatly. I would say that neatly is the word for how Pure Luck are playing right now. Whereas the lads, with their player switch-ups, with their team switch-ups, I think they're kind of finding their feet, but they still can do this. With Dane on 25 medals, it means that the pressure is potentially off of Dane right now. Instead, going on to Evray. Nicely met with that arm's length. Is he going to stay alive? 166, 9 HP. Protects and arm's length going out. This is the time to get that counter burst now. If you don't get that burst out now, you're going to die. 1 minute left. Raw destruction going out. Not as neatly timed as before. Going on to Kuji. Kuji barely going down to half HP there. Oh, a little bit of a waste of an LB there. A little bit desperate as that dart and faint burst does go on today. Nicely survived, however. Good healer LB, but oh, they can do this. Their medals aren't that far behind. Dane just needs to dance his way into victory. Trying to stay alive as long as he can. Kuji has no MP. This is the time to push. They're waiting for that big burst. They're waiting for that big burst. Going on to Meryl instead. Trying to take advantage of that 200 medals. Barely doing anything though. Barely a scratch. It's looking like, unfortunately, for the lads, this is going to be a loss. Oh, unfortunate to see there. But we did see almost instantly an improvement in that combination. Bard and Monk, it's a strong combination. It's a lot stronger than Dancer in my opinion. And we could see that at the beginning there. Nicely timed silences. It was putting a lot more pressure on to heal us, which they weren't experiencing previously. But good job to the lads, definitely. Like, the lads have probably been the most entertaining team to watch this entire tournament. They've had player switch-ups, they've had job switch-ups, they've had draws. You know, we haven't seen a lot of draws, but they have been the ones to draw. Good job to them. Good job to them. Amazingly played. And amazingly played to Pure Luck as well. As Pure Luck does go through to the next round. Going through to the semi-finals, we have our first confirmed semi-final of tomorrow, which will be Aftermath versus Pure Luck. As we know, Aftermath is a very experienced team, but Pure Luck have just gone from strength to strength to strength. Pure Luck started off a little bit rocky. As I said, you can tell when a team's new when Reprisals going out at the same time as Protect or Adel. You know, you could see those things, but they caught on to that instantly. If there was a team that's improved the most, if there was an award for a team that has improved the most, it would definitely go to Pure Luck. But again, nicely played from the lads, who have probably been the most entertaining team of the entire tournament, for me at least. Aftermath versus Pure Luck is going to be interesting. Aftermath have been undefeated so far, but Pure Luck has gone from strength to strength to strength. They could very well knock them out of the competition, and that would be that would be a very strong disturbance in Aftermath's plan. Most people are probably expecting Aftermath versus Aftermath to go against each other, but we've got some teams here that could give them a very, very unpleasant surprise. As we wait for the next teams to join, we are going to go to just a very, very quick break for around 5 minutes. And we will see you then for the next game, which is going to be against Aftermath versus the Newbie Hunters. See you in 5. And we are back, and I am joined by a very special person indeed. Please welcome Nerene. Hello, how are you?
Hello, hey. Thanks for having me.
I'm not on my own anymore, not on my own anymore, as we do go into a very exciting game with Aftermath versus the Newbie Hunters, which is going to be an interesting one. Again, Aftermath, very strong, very strong.
They're like a really solid feast, but I guess everybody can like take some points out of them, and I'm pretty curious to see what the enemies come up with.
I would absolutely love if, like, maybe this is mean, but I would love if there was a team that could knock Aftermath and Aftermath out of the competition. Just for the drama, just for the lols.
Yeah, that would be pretty interesting, but I kind of doubt it would happen. Like a really solid team. I think they're like winning every tournament there is, right?
Yeah, literally. Aftermath have been so victorious. Like, just throughout the entire feast career that they've had, they have pretty much dominated every tournament. But let's just remind ourselves of the teams in play. Please welcome back Aftermath. Aftermath, math. And that is after math, not after meth. And please welcome as well their opponents, the Newbie Hunters. Strong teams, and we are pretty much ready to go. I'm excited. I am probably going to be putting my money on Aftermath, but the Newbie Hunters have been pretty strong throughout the entire tournament as well. To get this far as well is pretty solid.
Oh yeah, they like actually. Inner is a pretty new player, honestly. And I'm not sure if anybody else had like an experience with LP before. So yeah, it's really good for them to like get this far.
Yeah, it is really good for them to get this far. Especially, you know, it's daunting to go against a team such as Aftermath. And let's just take a little closer look before we go in at a particular player that you may be familiar with. I've never heard of them before, but apparently they're good. Let's have a little look at Tarutella Goldfish. Oh my god. Did I have to die 100 times in that montage of Taru? Literally, it was like every other scene was just me dying by Taru. Like, I'm gonna be having words with Kiwi because I'm fuming. I'm fuming.
Let's pretend that wasn't planned.
Every other scene was just me dying. Like, come on. Livid. Okay, and it looks like we are ready to go into the game. We've got both teams here. Both teams looking like another interesting matchup, actually, in terms of jobs. From what I'm seeing, if they do stay the same, which will be quite nice to see. I'm hoping they do stay the same in these kind of teams. As I said, predominantly throughout the tournament, we've seen a lot of casters, a lot of black mages, white mages predominantly dominating the scene. Tanks on the whole, I've probably seen more gunbreakers than anything else, and I don't really know tanks too efficiently. How do you think the tanks line up, Neri?
Oh, I feel like the war is also pretty good in LP, right? But Gunbreaker is really solid because of the draw injunction, right? So you can just like stack 200 mil, 175, something like that, and just stay the blue stance. And if you like play carefully, you can never die basically.
The blue stance.
So, yeah, no clue how it's called. But you do get like what 10% reduced damage, right? And
I'm just laughing because it's just like the blue stance. Like as if that was the skill. Imagine if that was the skill, like
yeah.
when they popped Hallowed, it was just like the yellow stance. I'd love to make it make Feast simpler. Let's petition to make Feast simpler.
Oh, maybe Feast 2.0 in the next expansion.
Literally. But right, let's queue us up into the game, if you will, Nerine.
Oh god. Okay.
And we can
do that.
And we can get started. I am probably verging more into Aftermath, but we have seen surprising things happen throughout this tournament. As I said,
sure.
you know, although Ardo is listening and he's a little bit mad, I would secretly love to see someone take. You know, I'm rooting for the underdogs. I'm always rooting for the underdogs.
Oh yeah, it's always like interesting to see them take a win, or at least a game.
Yeah, you've got to root for the underdogs, right? But it looks like we are sticking to the team comps that I was seeing, with Unhu choosing Dancer here. Dragoon Dancer is an interesting one, especially when paired with Gunbreaker. It's kind of a more defensive team, especially when you're going against something like a Dart from the Red Mage on the other side.
Yeah, it's like you don't really know who to go for with such a team comp. Both Dancer, Gunbreaker, and a Dragoon are really tanky jobs.
Yeah, exactly. And I suppose the benefit of physical ranged, Bard, Machinist, and Dancer is your burst isn't as obvious. You know, with Red Mage, with Black Mage, Summoner, you know, when that Phantom Dart goes out, you can keep a track of it in your mind. You know when Phantom Dart is going to be next up. You know when Phantom Dart is going to be up again. You know when to play defensively. With physical ranged, you don't really have that opportunity that much. You never really know when they're going to be bursting.
Oh yeah, for sure. And silence, like after you, for example, snowball and get a kill, you can start using it defensively to just secure the victory in like a safe way.
And silence is so strong. You know, if you can time up with your healer a sleep into a silence or a stun, it's solid. It is solid.
Yeah, I feel like been talking that casters are actually OP, but that's like silence is still a really strong tool. In some cases, it might actually be stronger than that.
Yeah, when it's used properly, for sure. When it's used properly, when you can time it up with your healer, like a sleep or a stun into a silence, it can work really well. And that's something that we kind of saw there with Aimi getting CC'd before they could use that Addle. Going down, unfortunately, Jinxie not being able to save them as they do go down. Sinatra there having to use their arm's length, and they are running pretty low on defensives, with Jinxie's Protect being pretty vital.
Oh yeah, we got to protect out, and yeah, that's like what Aftermath is really good at. They keep the pressure up after getting the kill, so the drained resources of the enemy team, and that's definitely what we see right now.
Yeah, they're going down, unfortunately, with Aftermath just kind of keeping that pressure up onto the newbie hunters until they run out of defensives, and they don't have anything left. Jinxie is struggling, trying to run away, trying to kite through that corridor, but it doesn't look like it's really working that much, as they are just wasting their MP now. It's looking like they could potentially go down, trying to do a defensive sleep, a final cure. Oh!
Here it is.
That final stun there was just like the final bullet. It was the final straw.
Yeah, it's stunned like 75 HP or something like that, yeah.
Oh!
No. Oh yeah. They just go for the tank, not even playing it safe, going for the PS.
Yeah, just instantly going in there. With the fastest game of the evening, unfortunately, with Aftermath just completely dominating that game.
Yeah, that's the really big thing about LP. Just snowballing. If you keep the pressure up after getting a kill, you like you always get some more resources out that you actually have to use. Yeah, if you
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
wisely.
That's the thing. And like you have no other choice but to use things like protect and stuff, which means that when the actual burst comes, you have nothing up, and that's what we were seeing there on the newbie hunters side. Unfortunate, but they are going against probably one of the strongest, most experienced for sure teams in the competition.
Oh, I think we can clearly call them the best for now. They haven't lost a single game, right, in the tournament so far?
Not a
Or maybe
single
even
game.
single
Yeah.
round, yeah. Like,
Yeah, and it's the same for Aftermath as well, conveniently named. So if I was to put money on it, it would probably be Aftermath and Aftermath in the finals. But you can never tell, you know? You can never tell, especially when there's competitors such as Pure Luck in the competition still.
oh,
Anything could kind of happen. All you need is like Aftermath or Aftermath to get just slightly too confident, and then get caught off guard. And it could happen, especially with this comp. A dancer is very easy to take advantage of.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Physical ranged in general is just so unloved. Oh, a lot of defensives going out there as Aimi uses Mana Ward, Addle, that Protect has gone out, that Rampart and that Reprisal all going out at the same time. They're going down, they have nothing left. Sinatra going down instantly there.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's pretty painful. Going down without using a single defensive.
Yeah, it was a weird one because everyone else had used defensives, but they instead decided to go for the Dragoon that still had arm's length up. But yeah, they're just keeping up that pressure.
Yeah, but it's really good teams you gotta be really careful of, like the early one, the first and the second burst, really. Because everybody's using everything, and yeah, if you die there, you got nothing left.
Yeah, and that's what we're seeing. And we're just seeing the
exactly.
follow-ups now. We're seeing the follow-ups, unfortunately. They just went in, the newbie hunters just went in, and they kind of used everything all at once, and they didn't really communicate their usage of cooldowns there, and it's coming back to bite them in the butt right now.
Yeah, Protect going out for Sinatra, that has had like both defensive ready, so it's like pretty natural for them to switch to Aimi.
Yeah, and Aimi is...
Yeah.
Oh!
Like,
As predicted, yeah, instantly just kind of gone down right there. It's not looking good right now, as they are just falling under that pressure. Jinxie just going down, and it's looking like it could potentially be leading to a 600.
yeah,
We need someone to stop Aftermath, goddammit!
Maybe soon. We got semi-finals to go, and we got like one more games of the quarterfinals.
Yeah, and it is looking like potentially Aftermath is going to be the only competition that is going to be standing in Aftermath's way right now, with a very quick game there as well. It's looking unfortunate for the newbie hunters, who up till now have done really well as well. But yeah, unfortunately, against such an experienced team, what can you do? You know, it's unfair.
Yeah.
Oh, and it looks like someone left, so we are going to have to re-queue up. Ignore this next match, unfortunately. It is not Sister Rosaria's Holy Boobs versus Hypnosphero. That will be the final game. We are still got one game left if they are still willing to play. But I think Aftermath is wanting to swap players, actually, which is why they've left, I believe.
Yeah.
So yeah, Aftermath is just leaving right now, just to try and figure out something. But they still do have a another game to play. So we are just going to queue us back in very shortly. But yeah, I mean, like, what can you do against a team like that, right?
Oh yeah, they'd like play a perfect pressure comp with Dancer Dragoon. And they're like just so good at using the defensive resources that they can like abuse every weakness in their opponent's team, and like that brings them like three victories.
Yeah.
really consistent because of that. They just know every like player individually knows how to play real well.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I feel like what we're potentially seeing is teams getting a little bit scared there. Like, as we saw in that last game, the newbie hunters ran directly in, and they just kind of used all of their defensives at once because, you know, they weren't sure who they were going to burst, they weren't sure who was going to get attacked. But unfortunately, when you do that and you don't have anything, it just opens up the enemy team for you. It means that the enemy team, Aftermath, they can just sweep, they can just keep that pressure up. Right now, I mean, I don't know what kind of tactic would be the best to go, like the best to play against a team such as Aftermath. They seem to kind of be prepared for kind of every situation, and they just keep that pressure up throughout.
Yeah, the one thing you gotta go like pretty good at using your resources, like not wasting like arm's length and adults between the bursts. You gotta actually keep it for the actual burst with just like stun and dart and silence.
Yeah. And it's hard. It's so hard in Light Party in particular because, you know, the bursts happen so fast. You know, as a healer myself, like, you're always on edge because it comes out instantly. Like, literally in a second, someone's dead. So you need to pre-prep. But then you also can't pre-prep because if you all pop something, then you've got nothing left. You need to still be fairly reactive, but you need to, you know, it's a hard mix. It's hard to gauge whether popping a defensive early in preparation or popping it, you know, after they've started bursting. You know, because after they've started bursting, by the time you pop Rampart, for example, it might be too late.
Oh yeah, for sure. And after like everybody uses the defense, it's really hard for healer to spot who can be the like actual burst target.
Yeah, literally, because anyone is a potential victim. Anyone is a potential victim. So you have to keep your eyes out on everyone. Whereas if you know that, for example, your tank still has Rampart and your melee still has arm's length, you know that you can kind of not stop looking at them, but you know that they can kind of take care of themselves for the first part of the burst. You know, once that dart goes onto your melee, you kind of rely on them to pop arm's length, and then you can heal them up. Whereas if no one has any defensives, you're on edge. You don't know who to give your protect to. Your protect suddenly becomes the most important tool in your entire kit.
Yeah, like everybody can be the actual burst target, and like the delay of purifying the sleep and stuff like that, the kills can go down really fast.
Yeah, it is insane. But it looks like there was a player swap, and it looks like we are ready to go in with a slight player swap there on Aftermath's side, swapping out Ardo for Wenny. Wenny deciding to play for this game. There is still a chance for the newbie hunters to draw. They would need to win the next 2 games, and let's see how it goes as we switch back into the 3rd game. 3rd match of the 3rd game. Yeah, we're seeing Wenny here opting in for Warrior. They've got an extremely heavy pressure damage team there. Warrior is very strong.
Oh yeah, for sure. The home game can work really well defensively and offensively, especially in LP when you have like communication with the rest of the team.
Yeah, I mean, there have been times that I've been home ganged, like, from a mile away. Literally from a mile away. I will be halfway across the arena and I will just be home ganged. Like, the enemy team will be like, no bitch, come here, and I'll be home ganged across the arena. And it's like, the hell? Meanwhile, is Inori actually taking these additionals here with weapon throw and full swing? I don't know if they're gonna do that or not. I don't like that. I've had many a heated discussion about these additionals in particular, and they are choosing them.
Oh God,
yeah, it's looking like they have potentially just kind of maybe given up. Full swing has its uses, but I think compared to Rampart Reprisal, it's just, you know, nowhere near as good.
Those are not optimal for sure.
And again, we're seeing a real mix here of, like, just all the additionals being used. Temperance, Protect, Adel, all going out with no Rampart, no Reprisal. But managing to get that counterburst onto Unhu. Getting a swap there. Really nicely done from the newbie hunters.
I did not expect that.
No! I like lagged, unfortunately, at the same time, so I don't think I even really saw what happened. But good job there, as they got that swap. And that's a nice swap there for the newbie hunters. Really nice swap there.
Yeah, I guess they managed to deal with the first burst. Let's see how they like keep up the pressure now.
Yeah, and they need to. Unfortunately, Imi getting extremely low, managing to stay alive. That protect going out at a really nice time there from Jinxie. We're seeing Taru actually get extremely low in MP, and this is their time now to get that counter burst. Once they fall out under that pressure, it's done. They need to keep that pressure up, especially with a red mage. If they kill that red mage, the red mage Imi, they're going to have to spend the next 20 seconds rebuilding their gauge, and that's not going to be good against Aftermath.
Oh yeah, Taru's still throwing out DS. You know, he's like 1k mana right now.
Yeah, Taru's getting a little bit greedy there, and it could come back to bite them in the face as they do fall down to 500 MP, but managing to get that kill on Imi, which means they are going to recover that MP, unfortunately, there. Would have potentially been a good time to have a reprisal, I would have said, if I was to say so myself.
That would be pretty useful.
I'm not a fan of those additionals, personally, but, you know, YOLO.
Yeah.
But this is the time for the newbie hunters to really take advantage of Taru's low MP there. But Jinxie just needs to stay alive, getting silenced. And there we see it. We see silence being used to its full potential there. Combined with CC, Jinxie just couldn't do anything in time. Going down. Yeah, it's looking like this could be another potential sweep as they do switch onto Sinatra. Although Jinxie does have full MP and Taru is still struggling with MP there from the sidelines. But
still glaring.
yeah, it doesn't look like they're really struggling that much, to be honest, as they do get that burst out onto Sinatra. Being met with a nice time to protect there. Switching onto Taru. Taru getting extremely low. Oh my god, Taru going down! Yes! Go on, the newbie hunters!
Can they follow this up now? That could be really interesting.
They need to follow this up. They need to ignore those boxes. Ignore the boxes. Try and get that kill. But instead, they're not really doing anything. And now it's too late. No, you needed to get that follow-up.
Yeah, they only got 50 medals from that. And now Tarek is like another 10k mana up. So it's not as good as it seems, honestly.
Yeah, it hasn't really done them that much favor, to be honest. Taru's now, again, like you said, on full MP. Although they are pushing in, the newbie hunter's pushing in there with that tank LB, trying to get that LB out. That LB getting interrupted with a silence, a perfect silence there from Unhu. Also met from a tank LB. It's going out. Oh.
Yeah, nothing can do about a double LB.
No, absolutely nothing there. It was well timed, and you know, Unhu did a very nice silence there, interrupting Sinatra's melee LB, and that was really their only chance, especially because they just gave up that chance when they killed Taru earlier. Oh,
yeah, they were pushed into their base. Could have gotten at least some resources out and then followed up later.
Yeah, they needed to try and keep up. They're going on Taru again, knowing it's their only chance, but unfortunately pushing too far in. Sinatra going down there. They're getting a little bit desperate now, I think, trying to push in as much as they can to try and get another kill on Taru. They know that killing Taru is possible, but unfortunately, it's not happening, is it? Yeah, and there we have it.
There it is.
Yep, another 600, unfortunately, which means that Aftermath is going through, but well done to the newbie hunters there, managing to get that kill. And I think that really probably shocked Aftermath there. Aftermath was probably like, oh crap, okay, maybe fall back a little bit.
Yeah.
But Aftermath split up their defenses really well. There was no way that they were going to get a follow-up.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I did not expect a kill on Taru. It seemed like he survived the first burst and then died after that. But maybe that's because of the actual using DS so much and not having mana.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, they were literally on like 250 MP at one point. They were just going for it. And that's pretty much how Aftermath tend to play. They keep up that pressure regardless. There is not a single time that you can breathe with Aftermath. If you fall back and try and play defensively, the game's over. They will not give up. And that's what we saw there. Taru pushing in, everyone pushing in, constant Dias. And thankfully, the newbie hunters managed to take advantage of that and get that kill on Taru while they were low on resources, while they had used all of their MP onto Dias. And they did get that kill, so very well played from them.
Yeah, but it seems like the whole aftermath was ready for that. Everybody had the resources and potions ready, and they're just falling back after that.
Yeah, there was just no time for a follow-up there. And also the boxes were up, which presents like another distraction, you know, like some people were kind of hitting the boxes and stuff. And, you know, it's a gamble. It's a gamble. It's like, do we go for the boxes in the hope that we can get a good LB and snatch this kill? Or do we try and get the follow-up now? You know, unfortunately, it didn't pay off. And that means that Aftermath go through.
Yeah, I think a team like that won't really let you use your LB as you want to. They kind of see it ready and do it with that, like Unu with silence constantly, totally.
Yeah, that was those were some perfectly played silences, which really just show how physical range, you know, when played well in a light party setting, when communicated with your team, you know, silence is strong. It really is strong, but you just need to make sure that you're confident when you're going to use it, because if you're not using silence at the right time, there's not really, you know, that much benefit in playing physical ranged over a magic range such as Black Mage.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But yeah, good to see, and well done to the newbie hunters for getting this far indeed. Doing very well throughout the entire competition. You know, if there was a team that I was gonna, you know, get beaten by, it would be Aftermath, you know, so they can leave proud with their head held high.
Oh yeah, for sure. Do we actually know who they're gonna play in the semi-finals? Or is it gonna be resolved now? Now, right?
Yeah, so the next game is actually gonna be between Sister Rosaria's Holy Boobs and Hypno Squirrel. Again, this is going to be an interesting one. This is going to be a game that is going to be a lot closer, I would imagine. Fairly evenly matched teams, fairly evenly matched players. It's going to be an interesting one to kind of see. And these are the games that I like to see. However, whether or not the winner of the next game will manage to give Aftermath a run for their money, who knows? Who knows?
Yeah, we'll see tomorrow, I guess.
We'll see, but, you know, if it does turn out being Aftermath versus Aftermath in the finals, it means that tomorrow is going to be interesting, because it will be pure luck versus either Sister Rosaria or Hypno Squirrel, and Aftermath versus Aftermath, potentially, unless there's an upset, which is going to be probably very entertaining. If you had to put your money on a team winning right now, who would you put your money on?
Oh, pure luck, of course.
Really? Oh, well, yeah, duh.
I mean, yeah.
Duh.
I can't give another answer, honestly.
And in terms of, like, pure... Because you're a fairly new team as well, aren't you? You were just made for this tournament, weren't you?
Oh, we played the Clash of Light.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Too? Yeah.
So, and that was your first one? How did you kind of, like, learn to play together?
I mean, we ended up in the finals of the last tournament, but I think we improved quite a lot, honestly. But the same goes for another teams. In like a break between groups, group matches and what we got now the quarterfinals, a lot of teams stream like a lot on like almost daily basis. So I think we can see a lot of improvements in play from what we've seen in the group phase.
Yeah, so would you say, like, if you were, like, what would your advice be to teams that are new, completely new? Like, because you guys are very well communicated for a team that's only played in 2 tournaments together. Like, what would your advice be to kind of improve as a team together, like, and improve that communication?
Oh, like, for sure, actually get you, like, focus on your basics first. Like, try to play a solo queue when you all, like, use your own resources, and when you're like pretty good at it, then try to start communicating with the team and think about some strats to actually get some like fakes, twaps, or burst out.
Yeah, it's one of those things where I think ultimately it does come down to practice. Like, did your team practice a lot in scrims, like you said?
Oh yeah, with a.
No, and were you always kind of, have you had a lot of like job changes, or have you always kind of stuck to the same kind of jobs and same kind of roles?
Oh no, we had quite a lot of job changes. Our team has been rotating a lot, and we've been trying like different strats and things out in those streams.
I think that's how you've got to be, you know, like, I see a lot of teams kind of sticking to the same roles, kind of sticking to the same jobs regardless, and even if they don't work, they just stick to them, where you've got to be a little bit more flexible in Light Party. You've got to be able to change, you know what I mean? Change jobs if you require it. But we are getting ready now for Sister Rosaria's Holy Boobs versus Hypno Squirrel, so let's have a little quick look at the teams that are going to be playing. Let's have a quick first look at Poland to bring back Sister Rosaria's Holy Boobs. NSFW. And please welcome as well their opponents, Hypno Squirrel. Again, going to be a pretty evenly matched team there. And as we did previously look at the stellar players that are Zach Homerus, Nerone Farron, and Tarutella Goldfish, let's have a closer look at a player from Sister Rosaria's team here. Hopefully I don't die in all of these clips, but we'll see. Please welcome, and let's have a closer look at Deca Loke. The one and only Deca Loke there. The famous Deca Loke. And it looks like we're kind of ready to go into the game now. So I think we're going to queue up and get into our final match of the evening. I wouldn't really know who to put my money on right now. Would you?
Oh, I have honestly no clue. I played a bit with the Hypno Squirrel team in costumes. I got no clue what to expect from the Rosaria's team.
Yeah, Rosaria's got a team of very experienced players here, and they've, a few of these players have been playing together for a little bit as well, so it'll be interesting to see what happens in this next game. But then the victor does have to go against Aftermath, so is it a prize or is it a punishment? We'll see.
Oh, Deca on range. I'm pretty sure he was playing melee early on in the tournament.
Deca is one of those players that is just multi-talented, though. There's those players that can kind of just play any role. Like you're kind of like that as well. You kind of flit around many roles. I wish that I could do that. Literally, all I can play is healer. I'm so boring.
Oh, I can only play one class, not even whole melee. The only thing I can play is Denver, so I can totally relay.
Honestly, I wish I was one of those players that could just be like, oh, okay, the ranged Q is really bad, so I'm going to go ranged. Oh, okay, the melee Q is really trapped, so I'm going to go melee. You know what I mean? I can't do that.
Yeah.
I want to be multi-talented. God damn. But we are seeing for the first time tonight as well, Ninja here. We're taking Feta Ward as well, which is really strong for a Ninja, especially because they do have that trick attack, so there is no need for a feint if they can get it off well.
I guess we're gonna expect a big burst from the Squirrel team. Let's see whether Rosaria will let it happen.
Yeah, I mean, if you can get off that Dia trick attack dart burst, it's 0 to 1. It's 100 to 0 in an instant. But it looks like the enemy team is not letting him hide right now. They are trying to keep that pressure up on him so he can't do that. Getting him extremely low. Razio going low, but again that counter burst onto Deca. Oh!
That better would help a lot, I guess. Razio could have been a clean burst because of that. Not sure whether they tried to stun him, but the dart was on him, so maybe they tried to burst while he could have fed the wood up.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting really a death there, but the Fetal Ward definitely did help, and Razio has found that opportunity now to hide. Going in, trying to get that Trick Attack out. That Trick Attack going out onto Spoinks there. Spoinks getting extremely low, but managing to survive without having really any defensives played or used on their team. That has put them in a very good position there over on Rosaria's Holy Boots side.
Oh.
Never mind.
That was a sweet burst.
Although Ali getting extremely low, if Nakrisa didn't die there, that probably would have been a kill on Ali. But
Yeah.
oh, that's unfortunate to watch.
Yeah, the burst and Gunbreaker is always so risky. It's so rewarding to get a kill on Gunbreaker, but if they get one, then probably not getting any like fresh out of it.
And how do you feel about Fetal Ward in general? Like, Fetal Ward is something that I would only recommend it on Ninja, if that. But even then, I'm not entirely sure of like how useful it is in the full run. Would you recommend Fetal Ward?
I tried it on Samurai a bit, but only when games were about using LB in Kaling, unless and I just use it to securely like save melee LB into somebody. Fetal Ward is really hard to use, and you gotta like be really good to actually predict when to use that, either offensively or defensively.
Yeah, I agree. It's one of those things that like it is very strong, but it's a lot of pressure because if you don't get it right, it's useless. You know what I mean? If you don't pop Fetal Ward at the right time, it's just a completely useless additional. It needs to be used perfectly. Very similar to kind of a physical range silence. And we are seeing Spoinks get extremely low there with that Dart Burst, trying to get that counter burst onto Razio. Razio getting low. Again, nicely timed Fetal Ward.
Yeah, exactly. Think about the Fetal Ward. It's been pretty useful so far, I think.
Yeah, like you forget that Fetal Ward can be used in those defensive situations. Like when you think of Fetal Ward, you think of LBs. You think of using it before an LB. But Fetal Ward can be used to save yourself from those bursts as well, so you don't get stunned, so you can use your potions. Although he is getting extremely low there, that Protect not made yet. Oh, getting caught for that Wolf's Heart.
They got the Wolf's Heart at least.
Yeah, they did manage to get it, but it still is a draw. It could go to either team, and this is looking like the most evenly matched game that we've actually had all evening, which is really nice to see. LB's up from everyone as they hold on to them.
Oh god, Nakrisa really low and another death,
Yeah, a second death there from Nakrisa as they do get really low. That's unfortunate.
I think that silence from Razio did a real good job. Because Nakrisa had both Rampart and Pankill, but couldn't use it because of the silence.
Yeah, I agree. We're seeing Ninja being played really efficiently here from Razio, which is brilliant to see, especially for a job that's fairly underused. Osher is falling under a lot of pressure right now, though. Using that Protect, it's not enough. That Tank LB going out, not enough. They held on to that Healer LB for as long as they could, but unfortunately they needed to use it. It was the only way that they could save it.
Yeah, and they keep on pressure now on points, and here's a follow-up kill.
Oh, yeah, it's looking like they're they're struggling now. Oh, this is unfortunate. It was a draw and they were doing so well. There is still time though. With 1 minute 30 left and those boxes coming up, they can do this. Temperance going out, really nicely timed Temperance there as they try and get a third kill onto Nakrisa, trying to get that counterburst now onto Sign. Sign falling back instantly, using that Temperance, falling back, hardly any damage done. This has put Rosaria's team into a pretty bad situation now because they're pushing in, but they don't have the burst to really commit.
Oh yeah, they actually stunned Zoid there, but it seems like the rest of the team didn't deploy there. And that probably gonna stay.
Yeah, like they're falling under that pressure now as they're trying to get back in. Now it's time to do it. Double LB going out there. Deca, no.
Oh god. Oh yeah, there's nothing you could have done. Yeah, this is really rough for the team because you gotta go for either tank or the healer, and it's probably not gonna give, like 2 kills are not gonna give you a win in that situation.
Yeah, it's not even gonna be enough for a draw right now.
And the team is gonna be ready for that. Gunbreaker is tanking like blue draw and junction. It's gonna make it pretty hard, and yeah. That's how the snowballing LP works, really.
Yeah, it's really snowballed, and I think unfortunately Rosaria's boobs just kind of lost their confidence a little bit there after Nakris's second death, which led them into a bit of a bad state. But they put up such a good fight at the beginning of the game that I think that they could still come back. They just need to keep up that pressure, keep going. Really, they just kind of gave up a little bit at the end there and got snowballed.
Oh yeah, of course, I agree with that.
Yeah, they just fell under a lot of pressure, but they started off so well. Maybe that was just a warm-up game and they can do it now. Because this is probably the most evenly matched game that we've had all evening.
Oh yeah. We're gonna expect everything from that.
Yeah, and you can see it in the damage scores there from the leaderboards in general. Damage is consistent from everyone. Unfortunately, Hypno Squirrel did manage to just kind of snatch that win and then just keep up that pressure and snowball it. But, maybe, we're seeing Razio play Ninja just extremely well here. Perfectly timed silences and Feta Ward, and it's working extremely well.
Oh yeah, it is. Like, the Rosara's team is like a pure pressure comp at this point. And yeah, they need to keep it up. They kind of want to get the Wolves card, they want to get the enemy healer out of resources to actually get a kill. And with each of the devs, it's like getting further and further away.
Yeah, they started off well, and if they can keep playing as they do at the beginning of the game, they can win it. Unfortunately, they just get slightly uncoordinated at the end because it turned into a bit of a panic at the end there. But they can do this. They can definitely do this. Razio is, however, playing Ninja expertly over here. And Zoid has had some really nice defensive usage in that last game there, saving a lot of deaths with some nice reprisals.
Oh yeah, sure. I really like looking at the first and second burst, because the way a team uses the resources tells you a lot of how the game's gonna go.
Yeah, and going out onto Ali there, unfortunately bursting into Temperance and Adel, opening up Rosaria's boobs for a counterburst, but they're kind of scared to push in right now. Not pushing in fully, as Ali is falling under that pressure. They're keeping that pressure up onto Ali, so Ali is getting extremely low, managing to survive as they try and get a counterburst onto Deca. Oh, this is what I'm talking about. This is just evenly matched. They're scared of each other, and you can see it.
Deca's still holding the Adel, even though the Dart Burst was out.
Yeah, and with no reprisal, it's kind of, he there it goes. Adel finally going out at a good time, using it at the perfect time,
really,
trying to get that counterburst now onto Ali. Ali also counteracting that with an Adel. It's like we're seeing a mirror game, but unfortunately Ali is getting extremely low. Sign desperately Cure 2 spamming. Oh!
That rain was amazing.
Deca getting low, that Dart Burst going out. He's getting really down there. But Ultra doesn't seem to be struggling too much with MP. Deca LOS in there almost ever so slightly, managing to survive with that LOS there. Oh! Now it's their turn for the counterburst.
Whether they plan some swaps, or will they just keep on going for the pressure on range?
Yeah, we can see Razio here preparing that culling trick attack. It's going to be deadly. He's going in. Who's he going to target? It's like a shark. He doesn't get that trick attack off. Instead, however, yes, they do it.
Oh god, yeah.
It doesn't matter. It was still a kill. Too much of a culling there, with Spoinks getting extremely low and going down. Both boxes going up there and getting taken. It's definitely been an even match. You can see that both teams are very synced. You can see that they're both kind of scared of each other, and we're seeing a very in-out kind of game. We're not seeing consistent pressure from either team here. We're seeing them go in and out and in and out. That Dart Burst going out onto Deca, trying to counteract it onto Ali, being met with that tank LB as they go extremely low. Again, we're just seeing a mirror game from each team. They're playing very similarly.
Yeah, both protects out and a tank LB from Zoid. I guess he picked up one of the adrenaline boxes to do that. And Razio has an LB ready. I wonder when he's gonna use it soon.
Yeah, Razio is holding on to that LB, and that is something that they're probably pretty scared of, as Rosaria's is kind of falling back a little bit, pushing in now, trying to get that Dart Burst onto Otter as Otter plays around those walls, getting that counterburst onto Ali. Nicely played, Adel, but it just wasn't enough. Probably needed a reprisal there to try and save that, but it just wasn't enough, and that means that Sign actually gets the Wolf's Heart, which I wasn't expecting.
Yeah, they managed to secure it. That's pretty big. But I'm really surprised with the healer call there. Like, getting so dangerous and going onto healer that's sitting on stairs when enemies are database ready. That's really dangerous. Yeah, it didn't really pay off.
Yeah, there's a lot of gambles going on right now, but, you know, it paid off for them. They managed to get that kill with that Razio going down, and nicely timed arm's length. Arm's length going out as soon as that dart hits, which means that Dekka's in a bad position. Tank LB, very nicely played there. But Dekka is just standing in the open, and they don't have really any opportunity to just stand and hardcast right now. It's a little bit of a struggle fest.
Yeah. Even though it gets so many resources from Dekka, it's still backing out for the burst. I guess that's how you're gonna play with Ninja.
Yeah, you've got... That's the thing with Ninja as well. It's so hard because it's just... that hide and trick attack is just another thing to worry about. And in Light Party, you've already got to keep track of so much.
Yeah. We got a Firewall out.
Firewall going out as they try and get that burst onto Nakrissa. Nakrissa matching that with a Rampart, but overlapping it as well with a Reprisal. Oh.
Yeah. Reprisal, Rampart, and a blue drone jackson. There's no way they can
and Temperance as well. I mean, that just puts Otter in a very bad position because their Protect is so vital now. Protect's going out instead onto Dekka. Dekka's not even being burst and that Protect's gone out. They have no defensives now on Rosaria's side as we go into culling. Looking rough.
If they do a clean burst with trick attack now, it's like 100% gonna be killed, honestly.
Yeah, and that's what we're seeing now. Razio's gone into that hide. He's coming in, but they are playing fairly back. They try and get that trick attack out onto Nakrissa. Nakrissa goes down instantly.
Here it is.
Yeah, that's what we were waiting for, and that's what happened. Rough to see, rough to see. There's not really anything you can do in a culling trick attack burst, you know? There's really not much you can do.
Yeah, probably the silence from the ninja too, so yeah.
Sign going down, a very late Protect there, but managing to keep themselves alive. They need to keep pushing now if they need to, you know... Oh! Rosaria's need to go in. They need to keep pushing that pressure up. That Temperance has been used. Now is the time to do it. That LB going out. This is their final attempt to try and get any kind of retribution. Going on to Sign. Sign struggling. Sign going down to 1k HP. It's turning into a healer versus healer battle.
Yeah, I was expecting Zoid to use the tank LB a bit early, but it's actually really well timed on his stun and dart on the healer. Pretty good use of it. Probably helped a lot. That was a really good game.
Really good game. A lot closer than last time, and we can see that Rosaria's Holy Boobs have definitely warmed up.
I'm not really sure what the problem was. Like that burst in culling, maybe like resource management, right? Because Hypnos Grill, like they knew enemy team has like no resources out, so they just could have gone for the burst on anybody really. And that put enemy healer in a really tough spot.
Yeah, it's a really interesting one to watch actually, because both teams I think are playing very defensively, a lot more defensively than what we've seen before. In the previous games where we've seen, say, Aftermath, Pure Luck, all of them play very high pressure games. They don't give up that pressure. But what we're seeing in this game is very back and forth, and that's how you have to play with a ninja. A ninja needs to fall back. They need to hide. And it's interesting to see that play, but also it's very scary because, you know, it's kind of a waiting game. It turns into very much a who's going to burst first. You know, you're waiting for the enemy team to burst so you can do a counter burst. But then the enemy team is waiting for you to burst so they can do a counter burst. And it turns into a very back and forth kind of situation.
Yeah, that's a fair point. And they actually let Razio's hide almost every time. They did not try to like interrupt it.
Yeah, I mean, Ninja's a hard one, and I don't think a lot of players are used to playing against a Ninja, because Ninja hasn't been seen a lot in solo queue. Ninja hasn't been seen a lot in light party. It's very much Dragoon on Monk usually. So I don't think players are used to keeping an eye on the melee as much as they need to when you're against a Ninja. You need to you need to prevent them from hiding.
Yeah, even though it got nerfed, it's still like enormous buff, especially when stuck with Dart and a Deer.
Oh yeah, I mean, like, with a Dart and Deer, there's literally nothing you can do, and we're seeing here Razio falling back, popping that bolt, going into that hide. It's like a shark. It's like a shark, and you can see them. Rosario's holy boobs are falling back. They're like, that dart is incoming. It's coming. It's coming. It's coming. That trick attack, dart burst going on to Nakrissa with a silence. Nakrissa getting low, but managing to keep alive. Never mind.
Oh god, maybe.
Managing to stay alive. Archer's like sweating right now because they did not want to use that protect.
Yeah, Nakrissa in the red drone junction without the rampart, so that was really tough to heal.
Yeah, I mean, that was close. That was close. And that protect going out onto Deca there. Deca managed to survive. They still have all of their potions, which means they can go in and get that Cannabis onto Ali, who's also holding their Addle, probably because a nice Temperance from Sign there was used. Getting that Cannabis onto Deca, going down. Oh!
And that was really clean burst.
Yeah, that was clean. That was really clean. Razio using Fetter Ward there, actually. Staying in. Trying to get another burst. Yep, managing to get that burst onto Spoinks there.
Enough use.
Yeah, I mean, Razio saw the opportunity. They popped Fetter Ward, they stayed in, they went for it, and it paid off.
Yeah. Now it's re-wrath, so they need to like kill a DPS twice to get in like draw position. Or try to go for the healer and tank just re-wrath job.
Yeah, I think, yeah, that they're kind of keeping their pressure up on the Nakrissa, which means that Nakrissa is struggling to go in, but they need to try and keep that pressure up. Unfortunately, that dart was far too late there, and it's not really doing too much. Although, being used with a Protect, I wouldn't have used Protect there necessarily on Razio, and this means that Rosario's Holy Boots can take advantage of this, but Nakrissa is kind of a little bit in an unfortunate situation, praying for that Rampart to come back up.
Oh, God,
yes.
That was yeah. And a tank will be out.
Yeah, they've used all of their resources. They need to push in. If they can get rid of that Addle, they have free reign on Hypno Squirrel right now to try and sweep them and get some follow-up kills.
Oh yeah, the Dart burst and Ice. That's probably gonna get some resources out. Oh! That's not what I expected, honestly. No,
that was unfortunate with that as well, because both Ocha and Nakrissa used Protect and Reprisal, and also this Sign's getting that Wolf's Heart as well, which is literally exactly what they needed there, as they were on sub 1k MP. That was very unfortunate. That has put Rosario's boobs into a pretty bad position right now.
Yeah. Now whether to like try to kill both DPS to get to the draw position, or actually swap for the tank to try and get the win.
Going for Spoinks and not using Arm's Length or Bloodbath there. That tank LB going out. Unfortunately, it's looking like Rosaria's team is just kind of misplaying their defensives a little bit, and Hypno Squirrel are taking that opportunity to just get that kill.
Yeah, now the tank is in the only true condition. And killing both DPS won't even get through, into the road. So it's gonna be pretty like easy for the Hypno Squirrel team to hit the target.
Yeah, and they're going on to Nakrissa there. Nakrissa going down, not managing to use that Rampart in time.
Yeah.
Yeah, nicely timed stun there. Ocha using that Protect to try and save them. It wasn't enough. They have no defensives aside from Addle right now, and it's not looking good.
Yeah, and Rassi still has the melee ulti, which I guess he's gonna use soon.
Yeah, and he is falling back trying to hide. Nakrissa is trying to stop him right now, which is good. It's the first time that Razio has actually been challenged in terms of hiding. But yeah, it's still a bit of a struggle right now. Rosaria's Holy Boobs have a very uphill climb right now. Can they do it? I don't know if they can, with Deca going really low there and going down.
Yeah.
Hypno Squirrel are just doing really well.
Yeah, they need like kill into time follow-up, and that wouldn't even give him victory, right? Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's not looking good. They do have their melee LB, and whether or not that melee LB can be used successfully, it could turn the game, but it would need to be used now. With 49 seconds left, that melee LB needs to be used now if it's going to turn the tides of this game.
Yeah, but I guess the enemy team is kind of ready for that. With their like sleeps ready.
Yeah, they're holding on to it. They know. Keeping that pressure up onto Spoinks there, trying to prevent him from using that melee LB. 30 seconds left. He's got to use it now. There's no other time.
Yeah, that's a style and stun.
There it goes with 20 seconds left, and he gets
actually
silenced.
going out, but yeah, it's not gonna achieve anything.
No, and unfortunately, not doing anything right there. And this means that it is Hypno Squirrel's win once again.
Oh god, and we go to 3-0. Even though the games were really intense, I did not expect that result.
No, I wasn't either, and we definitely saw interesting games there. But yeah, I mean, unfortunately for Rosario's Holy Boobs, Hypno Squirrel were just perfectly synced. Those trick attacks were not being interrupted, and people just don't really know how to play against a Ninja in Light Pie. And Ninja is, as we've seen, extremely viable.
Yeah, for sure, especially in like LP.
And that is 3-0. Hypno Squirrel sweeping that, going through to the semi-finals, which means that Hypno Squirrel will be going against Aftermath. And from what I've seen, Aftermath might have a little bit of a harder time going against Hypno Squirrel than previous teams.
Oh, for sure. I think they were screaming a fair bit, so they for sure get some strats ready for them.
Yeah, ultimately you've got to keep an eye. You've got to keep an eye on that Ninja. But tomorrow is looking pretty spicy right now. We are seeing Aftermath versus Hypno Squirrel and Aftermath versus Pure Luck. Then there will be a third place final game and a finals game. And I think that we're going to see probably some very close games. If you had to put money on one team, who would you say out of all of them, apart from Pure Luck? Apart from Pure Luck.
Probably Aftermath.
Aftermath.
Even though like all teams have been getting better and better, Aftermath is still like really solid team when it comes to like burst resource usage and everything basically.
Yeah.
So I think they can't be brought down, but it's gonna. Needed for that.
I mean, we are now at the best of the best, so anything could happen, and I'm always rooting for the underdog, so I am wishing yourself and Pure Luck all the best of luck, as well as all the other teams as well, for tomorrow, which is going to be the next game. Going to be an interesting one. So please do tune in even, tomorrow for the semi-finals and the finals as we do wrap up this fantastic tournament of Coliseum of Chaos. It's been going for a while and we're at the end now, and it's been a journey.
Oh yeah, we're getting to the end.
Yeah, we're getting there now, and